Moi kaikille, hello, and have a great start of the new week. Okay, and today I want to talk about this fact, how you become fluent in a foreign language, because we are all very interested in that. And this topic is also very personal to me because I've been studying English also, and that's my foreign language, and Swedish is also my second foreign language. And although I've been studying these languages since I was a child, so they are not my native language. I need to practice these languages every day to keep them active in my mind. So I would say that the rule number one, when you start to study the language totally from scratch, so you need to put your vocabulary and grammar into action. You need to start to use them. Also, when you do this output of the language, so to say, when you speak, so you need to start to speak as soon as it's possible in Finnish, because I know in Finnish it's probably a little bit more complicated compared to English, because when it comes to English, so these basic sentences, so to say, baby English is pretty easy to take in use when you have started to study that. But when it comes to Finnish, so because the structure of the language is so different, with the grammar being pretty complicated, so many people have told me that it can take quite a long time before you are able to form a sentence so that people understand you. But let's not get discouraged by those statements. But rule number one would be this, that you need to put grammar and your vocabulary into action. And of course, you need to put your pronunciation into action. So to say, you need to start to practice in real life these Finnish vowels that probably don't exist in your own native language. Because when you put them into action, which means that you start to use them in conversations, so they stick to your mind, of course, better. So think about when you were in school, when you were a kid. So when you were studying these word lists, so you probably remember them till you had your exam, but after exam, phew, they were all gone. You didn't remember them anymore because you didn't have to use them. So what I mean by that is, when you really want to become fluent in a foreign language, so you need to live that language. It needs to become a part of your daily routine. And I know we are busy, we have our own jobs and hobbies, etc. We have lots of other things to do than study languages, but don't think about it as studying all the time. So you need to, again, shift your mind in a way that, okay, you can have those 20 till 30 minutes study sessions per day, but then when you go out in a real world, so don't think it as a study when you use that language. It needs to be a part of that, part of your daily life, so to say. Okay, and number two, so this is, I've said it many times, so speak as much as possible, and also with different people, because there are so many Finnish variants and Finnish dialects, and people use the language in very different ways. So it's very important that you try to start to comprehend, to understand different people when they speak. And when it comes, by the way, this needs to be said, this understanding. So if you feel you don't understand something, so don't settle for that. So don't be just like, joo, kyllä mä ymmärrän. So just say directly to people that, no, I didn't quite follow, so could you please slow down? Voitko toistaa? Voitko hidastaa? Because you obviously don't want to be left out, and you want to be a part of the social group, of course. And then number three. So this is, so number four. So if somebody tells you that there's just one way to become fluent, that their way is the right way, so you probably want to stay away from that person, because that's not obviously the truth, because every learner is different. So what suits one person might not suit the other person. Okay, so these persons who say or claim that, so they probably never have to learn a foreign language themselves. So I would say that the best advice you can get are from those persons who have studied a foreign language also themselves. Okay, but see you in the next video. Nähdään seuraavassa videossa.